5 minutes of questions. Who introduced your parents to each other?
My parents were introduced, I think, because my father got a job at her father's company.
How old was your mother? And how old was your father when you were born?
When I was born, my mother was 35 and my father was 42. He fought in World War II and Korea.
President when you were born?
When I was born, the President of the United States was John F. Kennedy.
What was the first presidential election that you got excited about, picked a side?
I got very riled up about Nixon versus McGovern in 72, and I was upset when Nixon won 49 states. Seriously, I was, actually, truthfully. I really, really thought about it. I know, it was quite an interesting thing.
What was the only time you ever made both of your grandparents laugh at the same time?
I was 5 years old and I put a burlap sack over me. The burlap sack had a coffee logo on it. So I looked up at them and I said, "I'm a coffee bean." Like it was like my little costume.
That's funny. What was a big topic of conversation that you had when you were a little kid with your grandfather?
My grandfather had many stories, but we, in the later years, started talking about politics because the Watergate break-in had happened and Nixon was in office. It was actually literally an interesting time in presidential politics in the United States. And it was on TV.
What was your grandmother's job? Oh, by the way,
My grandmother, 2 years of post-high school education, got an associate's degree, ended up being the head librarian from 1958 to 1972 of the Falmouth Library. And then she volunteered and worked there for another several years after. She used to deliver books to the elderly when she was 75.
is there a funny story related to the time where you moved to Cape Cod when you were in 5th grade and you went on a field trip for 1 week in the Cape Cod National Park Service Marconi Beach recreational area?
The Marconi National Seashore on Cape Cod, they had a summer camp, and then they also had so this whole camp set up, and we stayed there for a week. And at one point, the teachers tried to scare us. We were in the middle of a swamp, and one of the teachers was in this plastic wrap and leaves and stuff and came up out of the water and tried to scare everybody. Me and one other kid didn't run. And then we thought that was amazing for the rest of the year.
When people are making movies like this, do they normally have a script?
People would normally have a script.
Sort of thing?
Hair and makeup is going to be
Makeup sort of
whatever it is. We're just going
mostly,
to do whatever that is. But
how about green screen
no screens,
or blue screen?
no blue screen.
There was green screen for that, there was blue screen for that, there was a white screen, and there was just no screen, and then the bugs just get everywhere.
Mosquitoes. But yeah, no,
Well, thank you for that.
I did watch this, so I did have a script not a script written down, but I was 5 foot tall when I first was a freshman in high school, and I always felt short because of it.
Thoughts? Well, thank you for your time. If you have any comments, I'd be happy to hear them. Patreon.com/Sharapa. And don't forget to subscribe to the channel and tell all your friends.
The end. My only friend, the end. look, smile,